Today I want to talk about sliding. So the main difference between shifting and sliding is with sliding, you want to use that to make a musical statement, to make a clear musical decision that isn't just a technical place of getting from A to B like shifting is. So I think there are two main slides that we can use on string instruments. One is sliding on your original finger and getting to your next finger only when you achieve the next position. What I mean by that is, let's say I'm going from E to A, E on the D string in first position to A, the second finger, in third position on the D string. If I were to do this first form of sliding, where you slide on your first finger, the first finger of the succession, then it might sound something like, versus the second type of sliding, which uses the second finger that you have in your succession, and you would slide right from there and arrive at that finger. It has different sounds, different types of moods for each slide, and you would want to implement either one in different cases. So I want to show you how this sounds in action. I have an excerpt for you. This is the opening to the first movement of Arnold Bax's Sonata for Viola and Piano. And in this opening, I like to use both types of slides in different places. So the first place I want to use it is getting from G, which is the fourth position on C string, all the way up to D on the same string. So I use the first finger out of the succession from G to D, and the second finger, which is that D, is going to be only placed on the string when I have slid up to the position I want. So only sliding on the first finger, getting to that second finger, and then placing it down. The next example I want to show you is using that second kind of sliding, where you slide on that second finger of the succession. Only a few bars later, we have a place that I like to use the second slide. So quite a different feeling you get, right? Hearing that kind of slide that goes all the way up to that note. And it sounds quite different than the first type of slide. So I'm going to play this whole excerpt for you, the opening, and just listen for those two slides, and I think you'll be able to hear the emotional difference. It hits a different sort of way in each of the spots. You'll also notice, actually, the last part of that phrase, I also used the second kind of shift. Right there. And I think you'll also notice the two different types of sliding get different sounds. They achieve different moods. The first time I used the first slide, and I think usually that kind of slide evokes hopefulness, a reaching upward sort of a sound. Versus the second type that I think usually will be juicier I like to use it when I'm really passionate in the music, or sometimes even when it's a really sweet sound, but I want to really milk that slide. And I think that passion really comes out in that last slide that I showed you. And that's the loudest we've been so far in the piece. It's a forte. So I hope those were some helpful tips and things to think about when approaching what we want to do in our phrase, when we want to implement a slide, and what kind of sound we want, because both are going to achieve very different kinds of colors.